Do you want to learn how to make this beautiful beaded art with crystals and seed beads? Well, I'll teach you how to do it after the jingle. Hi everyone and welcome back to this new tutorial. In this video I will show you how to make this beautiful beaded art made with seed beads and 4 millimeters crystals. I have used some Swarovski bicons, but you can use also fire polished beads or round beads or whatever you want. You can use this art as a decoration, as a pendant or a necklace or as a pin. You can make with it whatever you want. And if you want, the next video I will show you how to make a necklace with this beautiful beaded heart. We will need very few supplies to make our beaded art, and I'm using 3 sizes of seed beads. 8/0, 11/0 and 15/0, and for decoration I'm going to use some roundel beads, and I'm going to make it in red, so I'm using these beautiful opaque cherry 15/0. They are from an Italian website, but you can find them online, and these are the 15/0s, and I am going to use the 11/0s of the same color, so opaque cherry, and these are by To. This is the code of the Italian website. I have found some 8/0 seed beads that are I think the same color, but I don't know. I will check, and we will need only 10 8/0 seed beads, so we will need very few 8/0, and I'm happy I have found these because I don't have so many red beads. And for the decoration I'm going to use these 3 4 millimeter roundel beads, and they are opaque red, so really simple. As you can see, I have used the bicons for the silver version, and you can have a different effect. It depends on the beads you are going to use for the decoration, so you can use round pearls or round semi-precious stone, bicons, roundel beads or fire polished beads, so the result will be slightly different, but the shape is the same. The important part of these beads is the size, that must be 4 millimeters. Then we are going to use a size 10 needle, and I'm going to use about 2 meters of fine line thread, size 0.15. So let's get started. We are going to make our heart shape with 11/0 seed beads. Pick up 8 11/0 seed beads and bring them at the end of the thread. Pass through the first seed bead, pull the thread, and pass through the whole sequence of beads to reinforce the work. Now we are ready to start our stripe of squares. Pass with the needle through the 2 vertical beads, pick up 6 11/0 seed beads and pass through the vertical beads from the bottom to the top in this way. Pull the thread, pass through the upper beads, the 2 beads on the top and the 2 beads on the side. pick up again 6 11 seed beads and pass through the 2 side beads from the top to the bottom. In this way, pull the thread, pass through the 2 down beads from the left to the right, pass through the 2 side beads from the bottom to the top, and pick up again a new sequence of beads. 6 beads, pass through the side beads from the bottom to the top and pull the thread. Pass through the 2 top beads from the left to the right and from the top to the bottom into the side beads. We have to make a stripe of 14 squares, so repeat these steps until you have made 14 squares for the first part of our beaded art. As you can see, now the squares are not regular, but later we are going to add some seed beads and the shape will be perfect. So I'm going to make the 14 squares, and as you can see, this is the final result. I have made 14 squares. Now we have to start beading from another side of the last square. So we have the thread exiting these 2 vertical beads, pass through the next 2 beads. I'm going to round a little bit the work to work better. Pull the thread, pass through the 2 vertical beads in this way, and then on the top beads from the right to the left in this way. Now we are ready to start our second stripe of squares to make the second curve of the heart. Pick up 6 11 seed beads, pass through the 2 top beads from the right to the left in this way and pull the thread. Pass through the left side beads from the bottom to the top, and then through the top beads from the left to the right. Now we are ready to make our second stripe. Pick up again 6 11 seed beads and pass through the 2 beads, then pass through the bottom beads from the left to the right, pass through the side beads from the bottom to the top. And now for this side of the heart we have to make 12 squares, counting the middle point too. So we have made 3 squares, this is the 4th, and as you can see the steps are always the same. So pick up 6 beads, pass through the 2 beads and pass through the bottom or the top beads and the side beads. I'm going to make the missing squares and I'll show you the final result once I have finished. This is the final result. So now we have to join the 2 ends of the heart together to make the point of the heart and join the 2 parts together. So now we have the 2 squares, and we have to add 2 beads on the top and 2 beads on the bottom of the squares to join the 2 squares together. So we have the thread exiting the right beads on the side of the square. Pick up 2 11 seed beads and pass through the next beads on the other square from the top to the bottom in this way. So we are going to join the two parts together. Pull the thread and rearrange the shape of our heart. So now we have to pick up again two seed beads and pass through the right seed beads from the bottom to the top in this way and pull the thread. To reinforce the work, I recommend you pass again through this square. So pass through the top beads, the left beads, the bottom beads, and now we are ready to define the shape of our heart with the 11 seed beads in the empty spaces and the 8 seed beads in the curves of our heart. We need 5 8 seed beads for each side of the heart. So pick up an 11 seed bead and pass through the next two beads in this way to fill the empty spaces. As you can see, there is a space between each couple of beads. We have the thread exiting these two beads, pick up one 11 seed bead and pass through the next two beads. Pick up again another 11 and pass through the next two beads. And go on in this way for 4 more times. So this is the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. Now we have to fill the empty spaces with the 8 seed beads. So pick up one 8 seed bead and pass through the next two seed beads in this way. This is the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. This is the final result. Now you have to pass through the next two beads without adding any bead. So you are going to join the two parts of the middle part of the heart together. Pull the thread and start again with the 8 seed beads for 5 more times. And then we are going to fill the other empty spaces with the 11 seed beads. As you can see, I have filled the spaces with the 8 seed beads, and now we are ready to start again with 11. So pick up one 11 and pass through the next two beads and go on this way until you reach the point of the heart. We have to add an 11 here too, because it defines the shape of our heart. And this is the last 11 we are going to add to our heart. As you can see, the external perimeter of the heart is defined, but now we are ready to add 15 seed beads in the inner part of our heart. So we have to skip the middle part of our heart, and we have to add only 4 15 seed beads in these 4 empty spaces at the bottom right and the bottom left of our heart. And then we have to sew the beads together without adding any beads in the curves. So in this way we have to add only one 11-0 seed bead in the middle of our heart. So pass through the two beads in this way, pull the thread, pass through the next two beads in the inner part of the heart, pick up one 15-0 and pass through the next two beads in this way. Pull the thread, pick up again one 15-0 and pass through the next two beads. Pick up one 15-0 and pass through the next two beads. We have added three 15-0 seed beads because we have to add the other one when we complete the round. Now we have to sew together the beads without adding any bead. So I'm going to pass the thread through the couples of 11-0 in the inner part of our heart. Sewing them together. Once we have done this step, we have the thread exiting the right bead in the middle of the heart. Pick up one 11-0 seed bead and pass through the next two beads. In this way, pull the thread and sew the other couples of 11-0 seed beads together on the other side of the heart. I'm counting the empty spaces because we have to add 4 15-0 in each empty space on the other side too. So pick up one 15-0 and pass through the next two beads. Pick up one 15-0 and pass through the next two beads. Pick up one 15-0 and pass through the next two beads and another time. And now we have to sew the bottom part of the middle part of the heart together in this way without adding any bead. And we are going to fill the empty space on the other side. This one, pick up one 15-0 and pass through the next two beads. Now we are ready to start the decoration with roundel beads. As you can see, the shape of our heart is defined and it is really beautiful. We have the thread exiting these two beads in the inner part of our heart, and we have to pick up one 15-0, one roundel bead, one 15-0, and pass through the opposite beads from the bottom to the top, the opposite beads of the same square. So in this way, pull the thread and you will see that the roundel bead is placed in the middle of our square. So pass through the next two beads in the middle, the other two beads in the inner part of the heart, and repeat the same step. pick up 1/15 one rounded bead and 1/15 and pass through the opposite 11 seed beads in this way from the bottom to the top and pull the thread. Pass through the middle beads here, pass through the inner beads and repeat the same step we have done before. So pass through the inner beads, pick up 1/15 one roundel bead, 1/15 and pass through the opposite beads. Go on this way until you reach the point of our heart. As you can see, I have filled the empty spaces on the right side of our heart, and now we are going to fill the spaces of the point in the middle part. So pass through these two 11 seed beads and pass through the next two beads in this way. Pick up the sequence of beads we need for the module and pass through the opposite beads from the bottom to the top. As you can see, the roundel beads is placed in the correct way. Now we have the thread exiting these two vertical beads. We have the sequence of beads needed to go on and pass through the opposite two beads from the top to the bottom. We have to go on in this way until we have filled all the empty spaces, all the squares. So go on this way until you reach the point, the bottom of the heart, and I will show you how to complete this one too. As you can see, I have filled the left part of the heart too, and I have the thread exiting the two beads on the left side of the square in the middle, this one. So pick up the sequence of beads we need, 1/15 one roundel bead and 1/15 and pass through the opposite two beads in this way. Then pass through the middle beads and the inner beads in this way. And we are ready to fill the last square. So pick up the sequence and pass through the external two seed beads on the opposite side. Pull the thread, and now I recommend you to pass the thread all over the work to reinforce it and to define the shape of the heart. I pass the thread in the inner part of the heart too, to reinforce it and define the shape. As you can see, this is the final result. I love them. I hope you like them too. Please let me know what do you think in the comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my Facebook group Natalia Savastano Beadwork English group. You can find this group on Facebook. And please, if you make these arts, share the pictures with me in the group. I hope this tutorial is helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel too to help me sharing my passion for beadwork all over the world. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video or tutorial. If you want to see how I mount this art as a necklace, please let me know in the comments below. Bye bye, see you in the next video.